big thing that happened with John this week is that he had Adam Busch back on the show for the first time in a couple of years, right? Over a year at least.
Yeah.
And very exciting to have Adam on the show with him. And what happened was, the reason why Adam came on is fascinating. I want to play that for you. Some of the things that Adam and John talked about are fascinating. You should watch the whole thing if you can. I know that Doom has a great clip of it. Stalin 19 pulled clips of it. So look for that on YouTube. I'm not going to play a lot of it, but there's some key points, because then John goes on the show the next day and argues with Adam all over again because he realizes how badly he fucked up.
Yeah.
And so tries to save face.
Yeah, it's way easier to argue with someone the day after.
When they're not there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing when John's talking to someone who's logical and composed, like Adam, he does very poorly. He gets flustered very easily. He needs Ava and Vince the lawyer and Vegas beer sales Jerry texting him. He needs a lot of help from people.
Also, he wanted to get into a yelling match, and Adam doesn't do that. He keeps himself collected, and that's why John needs that backup even more.
Adam, being a folk musician, has learned that when you bring your energy down or your volume down, everyone else comes down to that level. And you don't need to be projecting so loudly and carrying on. People will lean in when you have a calm demeanor like that. Now, I'll still yell over Adam every chance I get. Because fuck that guy. I can't anywhere near the mic.
Yeah, I wish that motherfucker would speak up.
Seriously. So it starts off, John, the reason why this all happened is because Adam went on with Pat Dixon. And they were on, I think it's like 5 a.m. Eastern time or something. So they had a long appearance on there. And John was watching that. And of course, as John does, he was getting all fired up and pissed off.
Everyone else can just laugh off these stupid, childish insults.
Oh my God.
Of course, John's getting pinged nonstop on here. This is from Pest, by the way. I put this together. Thank you, Pest, for doing this. Now, what Pat and Adam are doing is watching Karmic. And he's making the point that the problem with Karmic and John is that they can't just laugh off these stupid little insults. These childish things people say, they can't just laugh it off and move on. They take it too seriously. And that triggers John.
Adam Busch, I got it, sir. Adam Busch is talking about childish. He is literally appears on a show nonstop. That's main focus is watching me on a regular basis, and he is going to comment on childish. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a long show.
And it was, yes, it was 5 hours. Can you imagine, for some reason he's trying to connect these dots. Oh, you're going to call me childish, but you go on a comedy show that has a common theme? What's childish about that? Nothing childish about what we do on WATP. It's a comedy show. We make fun of John a lot. We make fun of other people too. So John's already kind of lost the thread. He's trying to connect something that isn't there, but this is ironic.
Adam Busch, you're a pussy boy. You are a fucking pussy boy. You think you're not childish? You're hanging out with shitware and just do it? After you bull-wash me to come on my show?
What John's doing right now is childish.
Yes, I would agree.
It's amazing. What Adam was saying was like, yeah, these guys are so childish. You say some dumb thing about them and they lose their minds over it. They can't move on. Oh, I can't move on, huh? Oh, really? I can't? I lose my mind, do I? He's like, yeah, you're doing it right now. This is what he's talking about, idiots.
And the other childish aspect of just that is it's always the company that you keep.
Yes. He calls me childish, but he hangs around with Carl. Hanging out with me is not childish at all. It's actually pretty fun.
You have your moments.
We have our moments sometimes. So then it turns into we got to get Adam on the show. And John doesn't think that Adam's going to want to face him.
Does little Adam want to come on again? Does Adam want to... What is he going to do? Kiss the Duke's ass? Or is he going to now go, oh, I always hated you?
Remember, this started with Adam calling John childish.
Nothing childish about that.
Oh, is that what you want to do, little man? He's such a child. It's hilarious. But also, it's very funny that John thinks that Adam's not going to want to confront him.
That's the best part.
He's going to be scared. Yeah. So John's already feeling really good about this. He's like, oh, I'm going to nail him so good if he comes out.
Yeah. Knowing what we know, this is like the chick at the beginning of Jaws going into the ocean like, no. Grown-up John, everyone.
Maybe I will send the link.
Okay.
Oh, I can't wait to hear your answers to what a fucking pussy boy hypocrite you are.
I love the confidence John had before this happened.
Oh, I know.
He thinks he's going to catch Adam off balance and he's going to be like, humana, but I'm John. Adam's always been extremely direct with John.
Yes.
The entire time.
Yes.
And he'll point it out to him again.
This is such a rake.
Well, yes. John has found another rake to step on. So John needs Adam's email address in order to send him the link. Now, this becomes a very important part of this whole interview and the next day when John has to do damage control.
Adam, if you want to come on, you got to tell me your email address. I'm a man of my word, but Vince is making it very difficult. Dick, if you know this fucking idiot's email address, get it to me.
Okay, so John needs hand-holding with everything. Mm-hmm. He can't figure out how to get in touch with Adam. Now, I'll tell you a little behind the scenes that was going on. I wasn't watching the show at this time, but I was getting messages. I got at least 3 messages, 3 different people asking for Adam's email address. And I sent all of them Adam's email address, including Vince the lawyer. Vince thought I sent a bogus email address because it's not like Adam Busch at Gmail. It's very different than that. So Vince was like, oh, funny joke. I'm like, it's his email address. Send him the fucking link. I'm sure he'd love to come on, you know? But
liars always think people are lying.
Right. Yes. They never just believe that, like, yeah, no, that's what his email address is. You can just send it to him.
Here you go.
So there's an easy solution here because John is threatening to read Adam's DMs.
Jesus Christ.
This is what's going on leading up to this.
God,
where
so dumb.
He's like, I'll read the DMs. I'll let you know he was kissing my ass. And it's like, how do I get him the link? The DMs, the direct messages to the guy would be the solution for this. And John cannot figure that out. But he thinks that this is what he thinks is going to go down.
Come on, Adam. You have time to kiss the Duke's ring.
Oh, God.
Now, let's see how quickly you kiss my ass.
Wow. He thinks Adam's going to come on here groveling.
Yeah.
Please forgive me, John. I know I made fun of you and snot hanging off your face on WATP, and I was on Point Dabble Point.
It was unwarranted.
Yeah, please forgive me for that. I can't believe I would act that way. He's so stupid. And then we find out that the reason why John was willing to have Adam on is because he got paid by Vince the lawyer to send him $50 over Venmo.
Yeah.
In order for John to even accept having Adam on the show. Everything has to be a payout.
Oh, and John was gloating over $50.
$50. He was telling Ava about it. I got $50. He's like, wow, cool, man. Good stuff.
That's like double Ashley Cummings money.
Yeah, I get Ashley Cummings on 2.5 times with that.
Adam Busch was supposed to come on. I sent him the link, but he wussed out.
But you were going to have Adam on?
Vince the lawyer, in his ultimate fucking trolling, he actually paid me $50 on Venmo to have Adam Busch on.
Okay. He was sending the link to the wrong email address. Adam will explain this to him later on when he comes on there. He's like, was that an AOL email address? John's like, yeah. He's like, I don't have an AOL email address. We've never messaged each other through email.
No.
He's like, we've messaged each other through Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're connected. On Twitter, we're connected.
And that exchange was so telling about what it's like to probably work with John or do all his work for him.
Yeah. So I'm going to fast forward to the next day after the interview. Then we'll backtrack to the interview because I want to show what John thought happened. And then we'll show what actually happened.
Flashback.
This is just one day later. This is what John said happened during the interview.
It was, the whole thing was Adam Busch pivoting and deflecting from the real scumbag that he is. That's all it was. He was pivoting and deflecting with the Sandusky Network talking points. And I could only assume that Lady K was texting him as he went along.
It's amazing because John thinks everyone's doing the same thing he does. You know, I always say stupid people think everyone else is stupid. John thinks that Adam couldn't possibly have a conversation with John without me and Shuli. No, say this next. Don't forget to mention this thing. I was doing none of the sort. It's ridiculous. Adam can hold his own. He's fine.
That's so true, but I actually was texting him during this. I couldn't help it.
Listen, was I texting him when he got kicked off the second time?
Yeah.
Yes. I was like, dude, get back out there. That's all I said.
We both were.
Yes, I wasn't telling him what to say or how to say it. I was just like, John just said he unblocked you. Go back on.
I don't know if you clipped it. I sent John a super chat to get Adam back on.
That's right, yeah.
But he didn't read it till the end. He's like, I did get him back on.
But isn't it funny, though?
Oh, and when he read my name, he's like, I donated to his son's cancer charity.
Oh, what an idiot.
How's he doing, by the way?
He died.
Oh,
Jesus
no.
Christ.
Can I get my money back then?
That's not how that
Thanks.
works.
I'll have donuts for you.
So John accuses Adam of, he's pivoting and deflecting, and I'm sure he was on there with Carl getting, information on what to say. Meanwhile, John had Vince the Lawyer and Ava on during the show. He was obviously messaging with Vegas Beer Sales Jerry, and in fact, that comes up immediately.
But he's such a disgusting little vile worm. And I didn't even get a chance to bring up his Missy B and Pocky connection. I thought I did, but Jerry said I didn't. But we didn't even get to that hypocrisy.
Hold on. So now people have to remember things for him.
Yeah, they have to remind him. By the way, I texted you to say this, and you didn't say that.
Oh, I didn't?
I thought I did. Is that amazing?
I love how disgusted you are with this guy.
So John gives it away immediately, just like, this guy needs help from other people. And by the way, Vegas Beer Sales Jerry told me I fucked this thing up that I should have done.
Do you remember when I was on Point Dabble Point and all that motherfucker did was sit there and try to text me talking points while he was drunk?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what
And then
he
he was
does.
pissed at you for not
For not reading them.
the talking points.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is
dick.
This is John's big recap of what went down, and then we'll show that this is not the case at all.
Now, when I show you the DMs from Adam Busch to me, you're going to realize that he did the exact same thing. And that's all I was trying to point out. But he would not answer that question. No. He would not address the fact that he stabbed me in the back in the same way Carmix did. Therefore, making him a hypocrite. That's the only reason why I brought him on this program. That and the $50.
All right.
No, he's honest there.
So John is claiming that he was trying to explain to Adam, you once sent me a DM saying you were a big fan of me in order to get on the show, and now you make fun of me. How do you reconcile that? You've turned on me, you're a hypocrite, you stabbed me in the back. And he goes, and Adam would not answer that question. Well, lo and behold, it was the first question John asked him, and Adam very directly answered that question.
Adam, do you find it a tad hypocritical? You saying Carmix was a fan of mine and everything, and then he turned to me, and then you're saying that after you begged me on Facebook to have you on my goddamn show, and then I did, after you said you were so grateful to me for having you on and introducing you to Howard Stern. And where'd you go? Shitware and Lady K to trash me ad nauseum.
No, I don't.
You don't find it hypocritical?
No. I told you that on your show that I was a fan of those shows and I was going on them, and you said for 6 months, I don't care. I don't mind. Adam's a free agent. He can do whatever he wants.
Yes, you can, but suddenly you go on them and trash me.
No, I do the same thing I did for the first 6 months. I don't know what changed after 7-8 months.
What are you talking about? You were a fan, and now you say you weren't a fan.
I'm still a fan. I'm a big fan. I have criticisms about your podcast and your behavior.
Isn't this interesting? He didn't deflect at all. He answered it head on. And this is the thing that John can't wrap his 7-year-old brain around. This idea that you can both be a fan and critical of something.
Yes.
I'm a Sabres fan. I give them way too much money. They don't deserve it. I'm very critical of what they've done with this organization.
Okay.
But I'm still a fan. I still watch the fucking games.
It's a good example.
You could be a fan of John Melendez and be like, God damn it, he really needs to stop snotting all over the camera during the show.
And the other thing that
shit
he's
together.
always self-deluded with is that he's not thin-skinned. He thinks, he says things like, come after me, not my kids,
Right.
blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
He can't handle anything.
All he said was it was childish. And that led to John freaking out like a child and then sending the link and having Adam on here. But it's crazy. The next day he goes, he just keeps pivoting and deflecting.
Right.
Adam's answering this question very specifically.
Yeah. You kicked him off twice, dude.
Yeah.
Isn't it a
What
little
are we talking about?
hypocritical to say, go ahead, go on somebody's show, and then have a fucking temper tantrum about it for the rest of forever?
Adam was very upfront. He's just like, I love the Dabbleverse. I watch all these shows. And I remember when he was on there, this is going back however long ago when Adam was first on with John. And John goes, well, what about like Shuli's show? He's like, yeah, love that one. What about Carl's show? Yeah, love that one. I watch all the shows, John. All of them. He was very open about that immediately. And John was like, oh, okay, all right.
I'm still a fan. I'm a big fan. I have criticisms about your podcast and your behavior.
My behavior. You were the one who said, and it's been documented. You sit there with all these assholes and goof on me ad nauseum.
WATP.
There you go. You see, you can't.
I told you that when we first met, and you said
Why
it
do
was
you
fine.
feel a need to ball wash them?
To ball wash who? I'm saying how I feel. I'm not expressing anybody else's opinions but mine.
Okay.
If other people happen to agree and form a subreddit and grow to 10,000, that's...
So, again, I just want to point out, this is always about not just someone making fun of him, but a crowd of people.
Right. It must be ball washing if we play a clip of John and we both agree that John looks foolish in that clip.
Yes.
That has to be ball washing. And John wants this so badly.
Oh, yeah.
He would love to have the community that we have on Dabblers Anonymous, where it's just like him and a bunch of other creators, show hosts
Having
getting
a
together.
fucking blast.
Could you imagine if John was able to partner with 20 other shows making fun of Shuli?
I can't imagine.
He'd
that.
revel. This is like his goal in life.
Well, right.
And there's tons of people who would do that, just not with John because he sucks so bad.
I mean, the opportunity is still there somewhere.
Right.
I mean, John, it's a challenge there. Make some talented friends, would you?
Right.
All right, so Adam, so let me get this straight. When you first asked me to come on to my show,
Right.
did you, in your DMs to me, because I'll read them, did you say, John, I'm going to go on your show and then I'm going to go on other shows to trash you?
When we talked...
Wow, what a gotcha question. In your initial DM to me, did you say that, by the way, in the future, I'm going to trash you? No. Who would write that in a DM asking if I can come on your show? Why would anyone write that? That's retarded.
Look at that fucking Cro-Magnum face
I
on
know.
John.
John, this is a big gotcha. But to Adam's credit, the first time these two spoke to each other during John's show, Adam said, I'm going to go on the other shows. I've been invited and I'm going on.
I did.
No, I'm talking when you DM'd me.
When I DM'd you?
When you were asking me to come on my goddamn podcast, Adam, did you say, oh, John, I'm going to go, please have me on your show so then I can go on other shows and trash it?
We didn't talk about anything, and that wasn't the plan, but I told you on your show, and you said that was fine. And then you said that was fine for 8 months. We have receipts.
No,
What?
Uh-oh.
Let's start with the impetus.
The crooked
of what
fingers
happened.
out.
The impetus is not the right word. Hello?
Hello?
Who reached out to who?
I reached out to you many times. And by the way, John, when you were sending that email to my AOL, we never spoke on AOL. Those messages you keep threatening to reveal, which you've already revealed. Many, like twice. You've already done this. They're all from Facebook. So if you wanted to reach out to me, you could have just used Facebook. It's right there. You're in Mensa.
Mensa. And
I acknowledge you, Adam Busch. Bravo, sir.
Yeah, he's literally going, I'm going to read these DMs and if I can just get in touch with them so I can send him the link. So I was just like, dude, that's how we were communicating. Just DM me the fucking link, you idiot.
Wow.
But John's got a great excuse for this.
Mensa. And so that AOL is not you?
No, we never spoke on AOL. And I think you know that.
Here we go.
When I looked up Adam Busch on my Gmail, that's what came up.
We're connected on every other Instagram, Twitter. We're connected on all of these things. You couldn't have just sent it to one of those?
Adam.
What?
I have stated 1 billion times. I go on Facebook 3 times for each
We're
account.
Connected on Instagram and X. You didn't think of any of those places? It says Facebook on the messages. You keep holding up. It says Facebook.
Adam, I have OCD. I go on my Facebook. I go on it 4 times each one.
The messages you had said Facebook. You could have just done a 5th time and reached out. You can't.
No, I will not go on it again after I do it. That's my OCD.
That is the most convenient OCD symptom I've ever heard in my life.
Yes!
Is it going to come up every time there's an issue? You're going to say, "Oh, it's OCD."
No, I
that
don't
controls
go on
this.
Facebook. I don't.
You're defending your kids' rights, and you can't go on Facebook one more time to defend their honor because I'm such a, me and all those people that trash your kids. That's what you're. What? That's what you're defending, buddy.
Oh, so you're bringing up my kids?
I will never bring up your kids again. If you don't either.
I don't go on.
That's a deflection right there. He's talking about pivoting and deflecting. Adam wasn't bringing up his kids. He's just like, yeah, I thought you were fighting me for the honor of your family. Like, why wouldn't you just go on Facebook one more time and message it to me?
Pivoting and deflecting to John is making good points.
Yes. Yeah, he hates that.
On Facebook.
Okay, I got it. Why didn't you reach out on X or Instagram?
I don't know. Are you following me there?
You're following me.
I follow you on Instagram? Well, that'll be fucking changed very soon.
Oh,
Whoa, what a threat. Oh, no.
Taking my ball, going home.
Somebody please follow Adam so when he loses that one follower, he gets it back right away. He's going to be so distraught.
Fine, I'll follow him.
Please don't do that.
But
Adam, please don't.
Poke Mike asked me to have you on, so I assume they had your link.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't mind. I'm here now. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. What do you care?
No, well, what do I care? You're the one who brought it up.
Well, we've established that you're lying. I'm happy to move on.
On Facebook, yes. When I had your DMs, you were so...
Yes, please read them. I stand by every word. John, tell me about that time on the Howard Stern Show. Tell me your memories of that experience that we had together.
No.
You don't have any. You don't know it happened.
Yes.
Okay.
Shit.
We'll get into all of that in just a moment. But so the other things they talk about are John's, OCD, which we started talking about there with the Facebook thing. He can't go on. He's already been on 3 times, so he can't go back on again. That's like a rule that he has in his brain. And then also the fact that he's a alcoholic. And so John the next day brings up, we're supposed to talk about this stuff.
That was the whole point. We weren't here to talk about addiction, OCD, or whether I would remember you.
Okay. So the addiction thing is hilarious. The way that John responds to this is one of the greatest things I've ever heard John say.
Why do you got to think it's with alcohol? Why is that your go-to? I'll tell you why.
My go-to?
That's the narrative. No.
It's because you're an alcoholic, John.
Oh, yeah. And you're a fucking obsessed fan of the Dabbleverse.
That is true. And mine might be worse. You're right. That mine thing might actually be worse.
Both are addictions, dumb fuck.
I would not say that one is going to break up my family, but yes, they are both
now
addictions.
you're going to bring up family again.
I'm talking about mine.
Goodbye.
Oh, Jesus.
So John, it's hilarious. There's like, yeah, both are addictions. One of them is a little bit more dangerous than the other one as far as, keeping your family together.
How fucking insane is it that John actually asked someone else, why is alcohol your go-to?
Yeah.
What
he thinks that's just a narrative. And later on in the interview, Adam's like, you get wasted on your show. We all watch it. It happens all the time. And John's like, only when I start podcasting at 6 p.m. Like he's got the dumbest excuses. But I love that Adam goes, you're an alcoholic. He goes, yeah, but you're addicted to the Dabbleverse.
Well, that's nothing because you have a gambling problem.
It's the dumbest response possible.
Yes.
I love that.
John wasn't prepared for any of this, but especially not all those left hooks, straight rights.
Yep. Yeah, he didn't realize that he was a southpaw. He was not prepared for this fight at all.
If he ever I would love to see an actual intervention with this guy. Oh, you're all falling into the narrative, huh?
Yeah, where'd you see that, Dabblers Anonymous? No, Dad, I'm telling you, you missed a lot of the important things in my life that I needed you to be there for.
All right, Greta.
Now, the point that this, and John and his little gang of misfit toys, they talk about this since this interview a lot, that, Adam was bringing up the fact that John doesn't remember when Adam came on the Stern show to be part of the losers. He was in the horn section of the losers. And so Adam was very appreciative of John making that connection so he could get on the Stern show. He was a big fan of Howard Stern. And so the point that Adam was making was, here you are patting yourself on the back, taking all this credit for getting me on your show. You don't remember doing that. It might not have even happened. I could have made the whole thing up because you don't have any memory of it. And John's warped that into, and he expects me to remember the day that he came on the show and what song he played. Like, Adam didn't say any of those things. All Adam said was, stop patting yourself on the back for a thing you don't even remember.
Yeah. You could tell John that he's the guy who sent Gary the retard to the moon and he would take credit for it. Yeah.
We've seen it happen before where someone tells him he did a thing and he goes, yeah, that's right, I did do that thing. It's like, no, that actually was Ganji, or that was Grillo who did that. Like, it doesn't matter. If you tell him he did something, he thinks he did it, if it's good.
And on the converse, if you tell him your enemy did something, he wants to believe that too.
Yes. All right. So this is getting back to these Doom clips. Did a great job. This is discussing just DMing the link.
When I looked up Adam Busch on my Gmail, that's what came up.
We're connected on every other Instagram, Twitter. We're connected on all of these things. You couldn't have just sent it to one of those?
Adam.
What?
I have stated 1 billion times. I go on Facebook 3 times for each
We're
account.
connected on...
Okay, so that's him explaining that's his OCD, right? That he can only go on Facebook 3 times. So that's why he couldn't go back on again. So Adam rightfully points out that this OCD thing seems to be a crutch for bad behavior.
You, as someone who's watched your show a lot, it only comes up when you need an excuse for bad behavior or something you don't want to answer. And that's what you did today. I've never seen it actually inhibit in a bad way. We only see it when you need to deflect or get out of an answer. So it makes it suspect. My car's messy. I have OCD. I can't answer. I couldn't send you the link. I have OCD. It's never something that actually hurt you. It's always like me and these wonderful celebrities that I bring up are sharing in this thing that is my excuse, like it was with Howard, for whenever you had to answer to something.
So now you're trying to say, so in other words...
You asked my opinion. That was it.
Okay. So in other words, you are going to say that because I say, in your mind, I only bring it up when it's something that is called out, like when you said Facebook, that is where I bring it up. And now you're probably texting shit.
Because you said for 20 minutes, you said, I can't get a hold of him while you're holding and threatening to show these DMs that said Facebook in big letters on them.
Yes,
you're a smart guy. You can look down and figure it out.
I don't go on Facebook.
See, that's convenient. I'm not unaware. It's OCD.
No, it is very OCD. And by the way, I have said on numerous occasions on my show, without any argument, I have said I have to take this sip and then that sip. I have said that.
Oh, I know you have.
Don't watch me.
You say a lot of things.
So in other words, it's only when it suits you.
No, I have an objective opinion.
I have said when I walk out to my steps, I have to count them to get my beer. I've said that on numerous occasions.
Yeah.
But that's not okay.
How do you know I don't have OCD?
I have never accused you. Now you're deflecting. Answer the question.
I just did because you use it.
Adam.
Yeah, that's fine. You've said that Adam, to build this argument.
Let me finish now.
You got it.
I have said on numerous occasions, I had to plug this in 3 times. Mm-hmm. I had to do that. Mm-hmm. I had to take 5 steps in my bathroom. That was not a part of an argument.
John, you said you got a 690 on the the LSAT. Like, what are you talking about?
No, I did not. Anyway.
Yes, whatever score. You lie all the time. Why is that the one we're supposed to believe?
Wow.
Again, you're
Deflecting what?
Answer the question. My question
What's
is,
the question?
My question is, you have said that I only use OCD when I need it.
Yeah, you're smart enough to know you got to spread around the lie a little bit. You can't you got to make it work. You got to make it sink in.
So in other words,
what did you get on the LSAT, John? What did you get on the LSAT? I'm showing subjective data that you lie.
Okay.
All right, very well played by Adam right there. And John just like, how could it possibly not be true? I talk about it all the time. It's like, yeah, you lie all the time. It's been well established. The 640 on the LSAT just being the most recent example of this.
On a sad note, all I can think of when I'm watching John try to win this, and he can't, is what his kids and wife must have had to listen to, if any of them had a valid point or criticism.
It's a blitzkrieg of bullshit that just comes flying at you, and it's loud, and it is so designed and has worked so much through his life of just spewing shit at people till they go, okay, John.
Exactly. They're exhausted and embarrassed for him, and they're like, well, this is not worth my time.
It's so funny because, John's saying this is a deflection, and all that Adam is pointing out here is that John has zero credibility. Yeah. You can't just sit here and go, oh, well, this must be true because I said it. It's like, no, you say all things that are lies all the time. All the time. More often than not, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and Adam points out, you have to keep that lie going to make it credible.
Right.
Yeah. It's a convenient lie. That's what the point Adam's making is. It's a great lie for you. You definitely keep it around.
Oh, wait, later on in the show, I think John even said something to Vince the lawyer when he comes on. He was just like, why would I lie about having OCD? And Vince is like, well, because, it can be convenient for you. You can make up excuses and stuff.
Great.
Yeah, it was just like, there's a definite reason why you would lie about that. Well, this effectively takes away one of John's most important excuses for his shitty behavior. So that's why he had to come on the show the next day and talk about his OCD.
Hold on a second. I got to brush my hair.
This is pathetic.
This is pathetic.
Turn light on, brush hair, turn light off, take 3 footsteps, 3 on the next square, then 1 on each square going up to the carpet, breathe out on the 2 on the carpet, then on the last 3 squares, getting out of the door, breathe in, 1, 2, 3, then at least breathe in on 1 step, 1, and then I can go then breathe in on 2, breathe out for 2, breathe in for 2, breathe out for 2, until I get into this room. Then at least take 3 steps on the carpet before I get behind the desk. But apparently that OCD is all made up.
It sounds made up.
Yeah.
Well, that ritual is ridiculous.
I have to drink 16 beers.
Yeah, like how do you get to that place where it's like, then I take 2 breaths and I take 3? When he's hammered at night, does he remember to do this?
No, he can't remember. Not. He can't remember the beginning of his sentence.
I would love for him to try to go through that again. What he just said.
Yeah, right.
It's going to be easier for him to breathe in there without the litter boxes, so
right.
It might get better.
I was looking up treatment for OCD because John claims he's on all this medication and he was studied at Columbia, which Dr. Steve was on B-Dabbler today. And he was looking up whether there's ever a study for OCD using an MRI. And it was like, that didn't happen. It happened. The first time it happened was like in 96 in California. So John's just making shit up. He's full of shit as usual. And the way that you treat OCD is focusing on confronting feared situations without performing rituals. So in other words, what you do is you go, okay, now John, you're going to go brush your hair. You're not going to do any of those things. And we're going to see if anything bad happens. And so you start to break these whatever cognitive ideas that if I don't do this, my mom will fall down the stairs or whatever dumb bullshit you're making up in your head, which you're 60 years old. I understand OCD is a real thing, but this is fucking retarded what he's talking about. This is mental illness at like a ridiculous level.
Yeah, and a total lack of research on his part. He could have looked up the basics of it.
Yeah, look up the basics of it. This is like Cartman when he has Tourette's.
Yes, yeah. That might be a little heavy-handed.
I mean, honestly, again, everything with John, you have to remember he's a 7-year-old child. He thinks stepping on a crack is going to break his mother's back. But it's like this is not how OCD works.
Do I get to keep the house?
He told me he scored a 690 on the OCD test, Carl.
Out of what? It doesn't matter. Anyway. So that is so ridiculous. And he's very upset that Adam claims that he's making this up.
Could you imagine telling somebody that they are making up a disorder? Can you imagine the audacity?
Yeah, you're a known liar. That was the point Adam was making. It's like, yeah, you definitely make that up. Why wouldn't you make up all sorts of shit? So, I don't know why John even addresses this.
Now, as Ava said, why even defend this nonsense? But I will. As I told Ava,
For 2 more hours.
Be me if I didn't defend my honor.
So Ava's even trying to give him good advice here.
Yes.
And just be like, listen, it's the reaction. Stop stepping on the rakes, John. It's the reaction everyone's clipping and making fun of you for. That's why you're a little cow.
And what honor?
Imagine if I started out WATP spending an hour ranting about how I don't eat poop. I don't know where this rumor got started. There's no visual evidence. The objective data will tell you I'm not eating poop. I'm in pretty good health most of the time. But this is what John does. He's just like, we don't think you have OCD. And so he has to go through and try to prove that he does.
Like if someone brings up stuttering.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, Adam brought that up too. He's like, you stammer when you're nervous. You're not a stutterer, John. He got pissed about that too. It's a great interview. Anyway, so this is John making up something else that he already got caught on, but he has to double down on it.
Mm-hmm. And I went to one of those, what are those things called? Where you don't have to pay a lot of money, like the, for whatever it was. And I went to the psychiatrist there who prescribed me anafranil. And now these idiots, anafranil wasn't approved till 89. Bullshit. They prescribed me anafranil.
So John said when he was in community college, he got prescribed anafranil for his OCD. And people quickly looked it up, and the FDA didn't approve it until 1989. And John was in community college in 84 and 85. So it's like, no, that didn't happen, John. You made that up. And even when he's presented with evidence that he's definitely lying, he goes, nope, that happened. Like, fuck, John. Can't you just say, like, you got the medication wrong or something? He can't. He can't help himself.
Yeah, maybe that wasn't the medication. I was definitely on that later.
Yeah,
they gave me something.
They didn't know how to treat it back then. Like, whatever. You could say anything you want. But no, John has to make this shit up. And then he tells this story. These stories that he tells to prove that he has OCD are insane. He's talking about all the different medications that he's tried over the years to cure his OCD.
If Adam Busch was really a Stern fan, if you can recall, when I rented my place out, the Ganji and Grillo, what medication did they find in my apartment? The shithole that Jackie let me use. The 6th floor walk-up. What medication, which is documented on the Stern Show, way before Miss America, the medication was Prozac. And Howard asked me, why was I taking Prozac?
And I'm sure you said for my OCD. And that was back in 92, so that would definitely prove that that was what the issue was.
Of all the performative Johns, the speech giving one is the worst because it takes forever to get through.
Yeah,
he's talking slower than Frenchie.
Yep.
Yeah, and Adams doesn't he basically say you got this idea so you could be like Howard and try to have something in common with Howard?
Yeah, because Howard had OCD.
And now you're on the show and you saying, "Oh, and I told Howard I had OCD," is just you trying to suck up to Howard and
sorry, I paused it there. I didn't mean for the get us derailed. This is what John actually says.
And I lied.
I
said to help me become a better guitar player. That's right.
So John's whole anecdote that proves he had OCD is that there was Prozac in his apartment, and he said he was to have him become a better guitar player. That's why he was taking it. So was he lying then or is he lying now? He has no credibility.
So I don't know how smug he is. So I lied.
Yeah, so I lied about it.
I totally lost track. I thought the whole point of his speech was that he doesn't lie.
Dude, it gets even funnier because...
What the fuck?
Yeah, listen to this.
Yeah, this is nuts.
That's right, Adam. I lied. Why? Because I wanted to protect myself from the embarrassment that I suffered
of what I'd become
from a debilitating disorder.
Oh, Oh, so you lied because you'd be embarrassed if people knew the truth. Oh, well then, that's fine.
So he drank that self-preservation instinct away, huh?
Dude, he talked about how he lied about driving for Uber because he was embarrassed.
Yeah.
Because when he finally got called on it, because we saw it in the divorce papers or the child support paperwork, we saw he was driving for Uber. He's just like, well, I lied because I was embarrassed about it. Like, yeah, that's why people lie. That's why you're a liar, because you're embarrassed about a lot of shit. It makes perfect sense. And then he talks about how he was going to see a psychiatrist for his OCD when he was dating Susanna.
Susanna used to come and meet me at my doctor's office. But I told Susanna it was a back doctor. Why? Because I was incredibly embarrassed about suffering from the debilitating disorder known as obsessive compulsive disorder.
So he also lied to his future wife. Wow, what a guy. What does that prove again?
Exactly. Why the fuck is he going down this road?
The worst argument ever. He had a whole day to think about it and all his friends.
Sure. And it's still just hearsay.
And you know how you know I'm telling the truth? Because I've been lying about it for decades.
This is why he should never take the stand in any scenario.
He'd be the worst at it.
Oh, man, I can't wait to see him down at the courthouse.
Can I get a beer?
So anyway, great job, Adam Busch. We'll talk to him again on Wednesday on WTP.
I know.
Get his thoughts on this.
You're a hero, Adam.
Adam crushed it. I got notes from multiple celebrities of the Dabbleverse congratulating Adam.
Oh, and how on mic was he?
He was very on mic.
Yeah.
He's learned from the best.
Yeah.
He learned from a pro, even though I do turn my head.
Did you teach him?
Motherfucker.
Who are these podcasts? WA